Hey guys, welcome to unit number 2 for ENG 110. We're going to take a look at this week's assignment. So let me share my screen. And we are starting unit 2 today. So we're focusing on, of course, writing an essay, and eventually we're going to write a full argument essay. But pretty much everything between now and then is going to kind of play into that assignment. So building an essay will also involve finding reliable sources, and that's where we're focused this week. So in the readings and resources, you'll notice that there are some readings from the textbook as usual about building an essay. And part of that lesson will involve the use of first versus third person. When you were writing for last week's assignment, of course, you were writing in first person because it was about things that happened to you. But for the most part, whenever we write for college purposes, we have to be in that sort of third person objective voice. So this section will talk about that and will help you with that. And then we'll be focusing on finding reliable sources. And I will tell you that the best way to find reliable sources is to not use the internet by itself. Of course, there are great things that are out on the internet, but when you are a student, you have access to a college level library. And so this week, you're going to be focusing on using the library to find reliable sources. Typically, when you are writing for school purposes, you want to focus solely on academic sources, which means books, ebooks, and articles from peer-reviewed journals. Part of how we use that research is to quote it directly. We are also going to learn a little bit later about paraphrasing and putting things into our own words, but using direct quotations is a key factor in writing using research. But the other part of that is that we have to cite that source. And so this week you're going to be learning about how to cite direct quotations using APA. And there's an activity to do there as well. And then, of course, as I mentioned, the library. There's a whole tutorial here about how to use the library. There's some great information in there, and that will give you some practice as well. All right, so let's go back to the assignments for Unit 2. You've got 2 assignments, as usual. One is a discussion board, and the other one is a supported paragraph. So just like last week, you've got a fairly short formal writing assignment. For the Unit 2 paragraph, you're going to be talking about what do you think the biggest difference is between an unreliable and a reliable source. So after you've done this week's readings and activities, by Wednesday night, you want to post your response to that. And then why do you think a reliable scholarly source is always stressed in academic writing? As usual, after Wednesday, you want to come back in and you want to post responses to at least 2 of your classmates by the following Sunday. So this is not any real different from the previous week. There will always be a discussion board that is similar to this, but the most important thing with the discussion board is to make sure that you really actually answer the questions that are being asked there. And so there are the 2 questions that you should focus on. And then finally, the supported paragraph. Again, even though this is only a single paragraph, this is a formal writing assignment. So you want to use APA format. And in this case, you will have a cover page and a references page because you are going to have research involved. We'll look at the requirements for this assignment in the assignment sheet. As I mentioned last time, I am a big fan of printing these out because I think it would be helpful so you can kind of have it as a checklist. You do not have to find your own research for this particular assignment. There is an article here by Gangiatano on face mask issues and specifically with the air travel industry. You'll notice that this one is all the way back from August of 2020. So I imagine we're going to be updating this particular assignment fairly soon because times have changed a little bit. But anyway, you're going to use that article as your source, and you need to have at least one direct quotation from the article. That quotation should be somewhere towards the center of your paragraph, and that's covered in number 3 here. And it even gives you an actual version of what you're going to use for your in-text citation, Gangitano 2020, and then the P period, you'll need to count to whatever paragraph number you are using a quote from. And then, of course, you'll follow up about the quote, giving your own thoughts and interpretation. And that will be your entire paragraph. So you should have 7 to 9 sentences by the time you get done. The beginning should be a clear topic sentence. So either you should or should not have to wear a face mask on a plane. And then you'll use one direct quotation from that article to support your position. And that's it. So you'll have a Microsoft Word document or a PDF file. You're going to have a cover page, a title page with the proper font and all that good stuff. All the way back in Unit 1 under Readings and Resources, remember there is an actual template that you can use to create your Word document, so you do not have to start from scratch. The paragraph will be on page 2, and I doubt it will go on to page 3, but if it's a little bit longer, that's absolutely fine. And then you will have the references page, and just like with the in-text citation, they have provided the actual citation that you need to use on that page. So you do not have to do anything crazy. Now, I will say that there is one issue with this particular citation, and that is that the name of the website, The Hill, that should be in italics. So make sure that you do that. I mean, you won't lose any points because this is how it's provided for you, but it's good to get in the habit of doing those things correctly. All right, so those are your 2 assignments for this week. As usual, make sure that you reach out if you have any questions. The other thing that you should be doing this week is, as your grades roll in for last week's assignments, you are clicking on the score and reading the feedback, looking at the rubric, all that good stuff. So everybody, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next Monday for our next weekly walkthrough. Take care.